First tips question of the day. Sponsored by Tire Depot. Man, it was snowing today, and then started to rain. Just nasty. You need some new Cooper tires from Tire Depot, your Cooper Tire headquarters, just off Route 6 in Bristol. Go see Tony and the crew. Get you some new Cooper tires or another leading brand. And if you can't get out there, go to TireDepotCT.com and check out all our selection. Should Donovan Clingan be a starter on UConn?
I'm going to say yeah, man. I think so. I think the time is now. I think last night just proved how much, if you didn't know by now, if you didn't watch any of the season before now and you just watched last night, you would be thinking the same thing. Why isn't this kid on the floor more? You got to figure something out to get Sanogo and Clingan in the game at the same time for multiple, like not just for a possession where Andre Jackson has 3 fouls in the first half.
Right.
Like a set offense with
plays.
These two.
You got to set up some plays.
I just would love to see it on defense. I think I think every team in the Big East would not want to see it, and that's why I would do it.
Okay, so I've seen teams do it against us, and I think does Dixon play for Xavier? He plays for one of these Big East teams.
Villanova. Dixon, it seems like he's an 8-year senior.
The kid that played for Providence, another big. Every time they go up to court, they sub these guys in and out. And it's to the point where, Clingan's averaging 15 minutes a game, 10 points a game. Okay, but when he's in there, and I've said this before, he's such a force on the boards, but altering shots. Now, Sanogo is just a great all-around player, both ends of the floor. But when you have him on the floor, he can do so many things. He can free Sanogo up. He can free up Newton. He can free up Hawkins. I mean, you can use him that way. That's how the NBA uses their big men. And so if you have two big men, I don't think there's too many defenses in the Big East or in college basketball that can cover both of them. I really don't. And I think, but that's not up to us. We're not the coaches. Do you want to keep losing to these top 25 teams, at their places? You're 0-17. Last 17 on the road against these top 25 teams. So you got to utilize what you have. He's an asset. I don't care if he's a freshman anymore. He's already got 18 games under his belt. He's no longer a freshman. He's a college basketball player. I don't care freshmen and sophomore. Listen, can the guy play? I think we agree he can play. So starter, maybe not, but maybe 20, 25 minutes a game. I think he's certainly one of the best 6 men in college basketball right now.
I just don't like when I know that one of them's not out.
It's an advantage for the other team.
Like Clingan's playing. How good's Clingan been? Okay, let me look at Sanogo. I do. I try to compare the two stat lines almost every single game, and I'm just amazed how the minutes match to 40 every single time. 19, 21, 20 and 20, 18 and 22. It's just every single time. It's just, why can't we have them on the court at this? They're both dynamite. They are both the most talented big men in the league. And at first, at the first couple of weeks of the season when we were seeing this, how great is it? And I know you said it, Kurt said it. How great is it when one sub's out? It's like, oh, great, we got him out. Thankfully, we can breathe. If you're the other team, we got to deal with this monster. Right. But now it's like, all right, great, we only have to deal with one of them. I can take my chances with one of them.
And a lot of times, this is what I watch. They sit their big down. Because if that guy's been covering Sanogo, he's taxed. They sit him down and give him a blow. Then they usually bring in like their younger 7-foot guy, and he bangs up against Clingan. And so I just think, listen, and some of the numbers that don't lie. You've got Sanogo's in there for 26 minutes. He's averaging about 7 rebounds a game. Well, you got Clingan's in there for 15 minutes. He's averaging almost 7 rebounds a game. Yeah. So, I mean, not having that in there is taking away from your team to some, point. And I think that's up to Hurley and his coaching staff to figure that out as the season wears on. You still have enough games to figure this out. But once March Madness rolls around, it's do or die, man. You lose, you're going home. And I think this is such a good team. We don't know if Sanogo's coming back. We don't know if Hawkins is coming back. I think this is going to be one of the best UConn teams that we see in a long time.
Yeah, they're very talented, uber talented. And I say every time I see Donovan play, this kid has to be the most efficient in the country. And there's actually stats that measure that out. I was with Adam Giardino this afternoon, hockey color, women's basketball color in the last couple of weeks, stepping in for Debbie Fisk. Also does football. But, the dude knows sports, and the dude watches UConn all the time because he's an alum. and he knows exactly where to find this stat. Brought it up for me this afternoon. Yeah, number 1 in the country at that moment. I think Edey, from the big 7-footer from Purdue,
yeah.
he's number 2. And he's averaging 31 minutes a game. Right. Now, this is based on percentage of time that you play and the stats that you put up. Donovan is like 2 or 3 percentage points above Edey at number 1 in the country. And I just feel like when you've got him on the bench for 20 minutes in a game, you're helping out the other team.
Listen, we've got to figure out a way to not lose by 6 points or 8 points in our opponents' gyms.
It's frustrating.
It is. And
because
we're not trying to coach this team at all. It's just you have so much talent, and you can't. There's not enough ball for everybody. But you can't teach big. You can't. And the more you watch it, even watching the women and watching UCONN when she's in there. And I said this when Dorka was just had her thumb all wrapped up. I'm like, just stick her in there. Even if she can't shoot, she can't dribble, stick her in there to try to block shots and rebound.
The frame.
If you watched last night's St. John's game and the last couple of games with Dorka UCONN, she just alters the entire game plan of any team we play. And it's the same thing when I see Donovan in there. He alters your game plan. These guys, they run towards them, they see that 7-2, and they'd run around and throw it back out. Or they throw it down low. I mean, they just don't want any part of that. This guy's averaging over 2 blocks a game. Nobody's even averaging 1 block on our roster. So those 2 blocks, when he's not in there, sitting on the bench.
And I know it changes defense too, because one of those guys is going to have to get out from under the basket if we're going to do any 1-3-1 trap or any kind of full court press. And I understand that as well.
And I think Sanogo can do that. Sanogo's he's like a giant point guard.
I think both of them move very well.
Yeah.
They move very well.
I think Clingan, man, for a big dude,
very well.
Amazing.
Very well.
It's absolutely amazing. All right, when we come back, we're going to go over the Pro Bowl stuff because this is actually some well thought out things.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun for a change.
It's always fun. You guys just put blinders on and you don't watch the fun. No one watches the fun.
No fun ever before.
The no fun league, especially when it comes to the Pro Bowl. Well, they changed it this year. They're incorporating other sports in football. When you do that, you win me over. I will watch now. So we will talk about the Pro Bowl skills challenges coming up next on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive. Please be safe out there. It's 35 degrees and inclement weather, so we want you to arrive safe. Thank you so much for keeping us on the air. We'll be right back. Talk some Pro Bowl next.